Okay. Now, recently, someone asked me to talk about Fortnite, and when I heard the name Fortnite, I slightly recognized the name, but I couldn't actually remember what the hell the game was about. So I asked the guy, "Hey, Fortnite sounds familiar, but I don't actually remember what the hell you do in Fortnite." And this guy, Dave, he was just like, "Oh, well, Fortnite is the game where you run around and shoot other players, and you can build stuff to evade other people." I was like, "Wait, there's building in Fortnite?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I thought the building was in Minecraft." And he goes, "Oh, well, yeah, you can build in Minecraft. It's just you can build in that game too." And I was like, "Huh, shooting and building? Uh, why does that sound like another game that I know?" And he's like, "Well, they did come out with a lot of different games that were just like Fortnite." And I was like, "But there's one game that I know of where you shoot up zombies and you can build stuff, but that's called 7 Days to Die. Is that is Fortnite similar to 7 Days to Die?" And the guy was like, "Well, when it comes to the gunplay and the building, you might think they're similar, but they're not." And I was like, "They're not?" And he's like, "No, because they've got all kinds of different Marvel characters, Disney characters, and they pretty much take everything that's popular and throw it in there as a character." I was like, "So they got Batman and all kinds of shit?" And he's like, "Yeah, they got Batman, Star Wars, Cyberpunk, the Avengers, Star Wars, the X-Men." I was like, "Wow, that's a lot of different characters. Does each character get their own individual special move or something?" And then he was like, "No, they get their own special dance." I was like, "Dance? Wait, you said that this was a game where players battle each other, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "So it's player versus player?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "So if you're fighting other players, when the fuck are you gonna have the chance to do any of the dances?" And he was just simply like, "Oh, well, you do the dances after you killed someone." I was like, "Wait, so you run up to someone, blow their fucking head off, and then do a little victory dance over their corpse?" And he was like, "Yeah, basically." And I was like, "Well, what happens if while you're doing a victory dance over someone's dead corpse, someone runs up and shoots you in the back of the head while you're dancing?" And he was just like, "Well, actually, that's a commonplace thing." I was like, "Wait a minute. So it's commonplace for you to be sitting there carrying on, doing a little dance because you murdered some asshole, and then some other prick will just sneak up behind you and shoot you in the back of the head?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's quite common." I was like, "Well, why is it that if you're dancing over someone's corpse, why don't you have someone else watching your back?" And he was like, "Oh, well, that's pretty uncommon." I was like, "Wait, so players, even though it's a player versus player game, there's no options to where you and your buddy can watch each other's backs. He's like, no, eventually everyone else has to die for you to win. I was like, well, that's just fucking stupid. How the fuck are you supposed to form like a little team or a niche group if you have to kill everyone, including your own team? That just sounds like fucking stupid. I would rather play 7 Days to Die, where I have the option to not kill my own team members. Plus, the building mechanics don't rely on that fucking snap together bullshit. Because you're sitting there building, and you're waiting for the part that you want to build to snap into place, and then you get shot in the back of the head or something. Yeah, so not only does Fortnite have elements of 7 Days to Die, they also have elements of Minecraft in there. The only game that I played that I think the only game that I think of that's been ripped off the most is probably Grand Theft Auto. A lot of Grand Theft Auto 5's driving mechanics and their style of I guess their lax gameplay style and their driving mechanics, shooting mechanics. I think a lot of that shit got stolen when the new Saints Row came out. Plus, the new Saints Row is so stupid. Because I mean, the first guy you face, he's such a pain in the ass to take down in the first place. That why would the story require you to let him out, to free him from jail in the first place? I mean, they're like, yeah, catch the bad guy. Then you catch him, and then it's like, free the bad guy. And you're like, wait, why the fuck am I gonna free this Puss in Boots sounding motherfucker when he was just a pain in the ass to free? Plus, he's probably gonna betray me later. And then, what happens? The motherfucker stabs you, throws you in a grave, and leaves you for dead, and kidnaps your friends. I was just like, oh, really? I fucking saw that coming from like 10,000 miles away. When I freed this motherfucker, I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna be trouble later. And what happened? He was trouble later. It was so fucking obvious. So, yeah. Fortnite, I don't even know what to say about that. When I was asked about Fortnite, I didn't even know Fortnite was still around. I didn't even know it was still relevant. I had no fucking idea people were still even playing Fortnite. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about Fortnite. Fortnite can suck a dick. In fact, if someone said, yeah, download Fortnite for free and we'll give you a free prostitute for a month, even then I'd have to consider not playing it. Because it's such a stupid game. Basically, all they did was just take all these other properties and shove it into a mediocre third-person shooter game. It's basically like Grand Theft Auto 5 online, but with a bunch of different character skins. Alright, I want to talk about Cory Kenshin. Now, recently, Cory, he put out this video called Racism and Favoritism. Now, in his video, Cory claims that the reason that a lot of his videos have gone unnoticed is because of racism. Well, Cory, I hate to tell you this, but it's not racism. You see, me, I'm a white guy, and this shit happens to me too. So, it's not racism. It's YouTube's policies. You see, YouTube, they only promote videos that get a lot of views. But a lot of those videos only get a lot of views because they're promoted. You see, if you're on the training tab, it's because you got a lot of views. But most of the time, the only reason you got a lot of views is because one of your previous videos was on the training tab. And a lot of the time, the only reason why that previous video was on the training tab was because you paid YouTube to advertise your shit. That's how it works. Because you see, there's a little button in your in your video. You see, you just go up to your circle, you click on it, and then you go to YouTube Studio, and then once you are in your YouTube Studio tab, guess what? There's a list right on the side. And in that list, there's a tab called Promotion. And when you click into this Promotion tab, you know what's in there? It's an entire list of things that you can do to promote your video. And one of those is to pay for advertising. So you see, what you have to do is you have to pay to advertise your video. Yeah, you see, you go to your video, you click on options, and there's an option called promote. You click into promote, and it brings up a whole another tab, and it brings you to Google Ads. And it'll ask you to create a new account. Then you go in there. Now, when you go in here, it will ask you a bunch of questions, but eventually it will ask you to pay. So what you have to do is you have to advertise your videos so people will click on your videos, and then only after that will you get on the training tab. And after you get on the training tab, people will subscribe to you, and then after they subscribe to you, only then will you gain more traction. And then after you gain more traction, you'll get another video on the training tab, which leads to another video on the training tab. So basically, it's not racism that's keeping your videos from being seen. It's the fact that you're not paying to promote your videos. So, yeah, it's not racism. Stop saying that YouTube is racist because they don't show your videos. It's not racism. It's not racism. YouTube is just greedy. YouTube is just greedy. Because you see, ever since YouTube got their new CEO, the new CEO, she doesn't want the platform to be about creators getting their content out there. No, YouTube is a business, and businesses have to generate profit. And how do you generate profit? Sell advertising. So you see, the only reason why these big channels like Mr. Beast and everything are currently trending is because at one point they paid YouTube $30 to advertise their videos. I mean, now let me ask you something. You've seen those honey ads, right? They were all over the place for a while. Did you know that each one of those ads you saw was $30 that honey had to pay? So yeah, it's not that YouTube is being racist. It's YouTube's being greedy. So yeah, your videos are not being pushed off to the side because you're a black man. No, your videos are being pushed off to the side because you're not dishing out money to advertise your shit. And how do I know that? Because I'm a white guy and I barely get any views. So it's not racism. It's greed.
Dum 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 dum. 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 Dum 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 dum.
It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying. Daddy, it's a beautiful day. The sun goes up. Daddy did it. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying. Daddy, it's a beautiful day. The sun goes up. Daddy did it. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying. Daddy, it's a beautiful day. The sun goes up. Daddy did it. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying. Daddy, it's a beautiful day. The sun goes up. Daddy did it. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying. Daddy, it's a beautiful day. The sun goes up. Daddy did it. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from